Hello, everybody. It's me again, Thea Trey, coming to you after work. I'm tired. I look tired. My kids are hungry. Dinner's almost done, so I'm hopefully going to make this quick. I'm not talking too much like they say I do. But I wanted to talk to you guys about this verse I read today in the book of Daniel, chapter 1. Um, it's in the beginning of it. It was verse 2. Daniel chapter 1, verse 2. And it says that the Lord gave the king over into the hand of Nebuchadnezzar, right? I hope I'm like putting that all correct. But um, I don't even want to attempt to read these names because they're difficult. Um, but yeah, I started like asking God, like, what makes you give somebody into someone else's hand, or like give someone into the hand of an enemy. Um, and I know God's not a human, and I shouldn't humanize him in any kind of way, but sometimes I need to kind of grasp something. Um, I need to grasp things and kind of relate it to other things I've kind of been through. So in my last video, I kind of mentioned how God's like a gentleman, you know. Um, and a lot of times with relationships, I compare it to either my previous marriage or, if I'm talking to somebody or family, relationships with my kids, whatever it may be. Sorry, I am getting a little sick too. Pray for me. Anyway, I love these headphones, but like they will literally tune the kids out. Um, so I was kind of asking God, like, what makes you do that? You know, give somebody into the hands of someone else. Um, And so I did. Yeah, I thought about my previous marriage, and eventually you come to a point after fighting for so long that that's it. It's done. You're gonna just let him go. Just let him go. Fly, fly, little peacock. I'm a peacock. You gotta let me fly. If you know that movie, you know that movie. If you don't, then you're like peacocks don't fly. Whatever. Anyway, um, but going back into Second Samuel. I love the book of Second Samuel because it talks about David. David, the same David that like slayed Goliath, and the same David that wrote all the Psalms that everybody like, quotes. But you see his life, right? Where he messed up and how God can still like talk so highly of him. Anyway, read it. It's beautiful. Um, so in 2 Samuel chapter 24, verse, is that 10? Oh, goodness gracious. Yes, 10. And I read the New King James version because I want to get as close as I can to the original text. Maybe I should learn Hebrew or something. Anyway, here comes Eli. Um, anyway, it talks about when David sinned, and his heart condemned him. His heart ended up condemning him, and he starts asking God to forgive him. He's like, please forgive me. But um, the word of God came to him, basically like giving him choices of his punishment. Um, and he chose a certain punishment or whatever. But after a while, God had mercy on him and kind of like stopped the punishment, right? But it kind of makes me think about, all the things that my ex. I gotta make sure they don't hear me because that's their dad. all the things that my ex did towards me and towards our marriage. I mean, I did my thing too. So I'm not blaming him for everything. Um, I was not the perfect wife. No one is. But I was not a good wife. And anyway, all the things we did to each other, um, and the fighting for the relationship to remain, finally coming to the choice of just letting it go. Now, if he would have come back and, or vice versa, if I would have went back and asked him to forgive me or whatever, I'm not going to go into detail with everything, but if we would have come to each other and apologized and actually made a change and had a change of heart and I'm so sorry, like, let's make this work, things like that, you know, the love you have for somebody, it gets rid of all that wrong, right? Love covers a multitude of sins. It doesn't keep records of wrongs. Um, so if that would have happened, we would have built, you know, um, continue to build together. But there still are consequences, right? There are still consequences that we would have had to endure. Um, now he doesn't trust me. Now I don't trust him. Now it's possible he has a child out there. Now it's possible, whatever it may be. Um, now we can't come around this person because you talk to them in a certain type of manner, little things like that. Um, Now we scarred the children, right? These are consequences. But, God has mercy. He has mercy on us. And so, yeah, I was trying to just relate why it is that God does deliver us into the hands of the enemy. Because if we're pulling away so much, He's not going to force us or be controlling and, you know, force us to be with Him, follow Him. That's borderline abusive, isn't it? Like, don't we complain about that type of stuff? Like, he's abusive, he's controlling, he's manipulative, you know? We complain about that. So why would we want a God like that? Um, but when we truly come with all our heart, talking about how sorry we are, He's not going to throw it in our face like, well, you cheated. Or, because if we say He's our husband and yet we're like idolizing other people or like going, chasing after these guys, chasing after money, chasing after, you know, our kids, putting, even glorifying ourselves, right? Whatever we do that puts Him on the back burner is basically cheating on Him. So He doesn't throw it in our face, but there are consequences to that. Now we have to change the way we think, to change the way we speak, change the way we view things, view others, view ourselves, right? And we learn to love Him more and accept Him more. And we see how much He doesn't throw things in our face. It's just so like amazing and a beautiful thing that we want to be with Him. We want to be pleasing to Him. Like we desire to make Him happy. Um, it's totally different than being forced to love somebody, um, which trips me out about a bunch of people because, they really think like, oh, well, what kind of God would punish somebody? Come on now. Like, you expect somebody who commits a crime to, like, be injected, you know, lethally injected, whatever. You know what I'm saying? But you expect punishment as a human being, right? And then same with your kids. Oh, they mess up. I'm gonna, take their stuff away. You punish them, right? Um, it teaches us. We mess up at work, we get fired, or we get reprimanded somehow. But why would you think God wouldn't do something like that to teach us? And yes, He has mercy. So the things that we deserve, we don't get it. Thank God for that, because I know I deserve some. Yeah, I deserve some pretty harsh punishments, but Thank God for His grace. Thank God for His love and His mercy, and that He sent His Son for me, to basically say, Tracy messed up. Let's wipe her clean. She's going to mess up again. She's going to mess up again and again and again. But I love her enough to handle all that. I love her enough to wipe her clean as she can be. Pick her up, dust her off, help her out when she falls. Same with you. I'm no better than you. We're all adopted into this family together, girl. All of us. And boy. Um, but yeah. So be encouraged and please stop chasing after the wrong things. It's not worth it. Trust me. All right. Bye.